Hello, and welcome to the 2021 NRHC conference and to our idea exchange titled Virtual Honors Program, Can It Be a Reality? My name is Elizabeth Johnson, and I serve as the provost in Post University in Waterbury, Connecticut. And I'm joined today by two of my fantastic colleagues, Linda Kobolars, the director of our honors program, and Caitlin Grant, the assistant director of our online honors program. So you're probably getting the hint just from Caitlin's title that yes, a virtual honors program can be a reality. We look forward to sharing a bit about our online honors program and how it came to fruition throughout this presentation. If you go to our next slide, please. But first, let me tell you a little bit about Post University. We are more than 130 years old. We started as the Mattoon School of Shorthand in downtown Waterbury, Connecticut. And while we're still in Waterbury, we have many more programs to offer than just shorthand. We have 20 undergraduate programs at the associate's and the bachelor's level. We have 9 graduate programs at the master's level and a number of certificates, both undergrad and graduate. As far as our student body, we have about 1,000 students who are with us at any time on our main campus and 14,000 students who join us online. And we do have a highly diverse student body, and I don't mean just in terms of race and ethnicity either. Their location, their hometown. We have military who are currently across the world, as well as students from those locations taking classes with us. We're also pretty diverse in terms of our age. On our main campus, we have traditional students, 18 to 22-year-olds, but online, we have students who range up to 80 years old. And so the needs of those students and what it is that they're looking to get out of their education varies quite a bit between those two populations as well. Now, with about more than 90% of our students online, you can see why it would be important to us to put our honors program online. So how did we make this vision a reality? Can we get our next slide, please? Thank you. All right, Linda, how long ago did we put this honors program together? About 7 years was the
I
idea?
think you and I first started talking about the vision about 7 years ago. Yeah.
That sounds right. And our focus as a university was in a very different place. We were just starting to really grow our online population. We were really focused on our new students and making sure that our new learners online knew that it was okay to learn how to be a learner as they kind of grew into themselves as college students, because these, again, aren't our traditional 18 to 22-year-olds. And because of that, it wasn't a strategic focus 7 years ago. Well, fast forward 3, 4, 5 years, and that changed tremendously. Once we were in the right place, this program took off. And we ended up in a place where our students were actually asking for it. They were coming in to graduation and commencement, and they were seeing all of our main campus students wearing their stoles and demonstrating their distinction graduation from the honors program. And they were so proud. And there's our honors program student, or excuse me, our online student saying, wait, where is this for us? Why can't we do this? And so it was actually because our students started asking for it. Linda and I dug back into our filing cabinet, pulled out that old script, and took a look at how we could modernize it and how we could make it work. And man, did she have some fantastic ideas on how to take those old ideas and really make them incredible. So we did launch our honors program in January of 2020. We had nearly 600 students. Right now, as you can see from our graph, we started with only about 45 students. We started with 5 honors program courses. I can't believe how much it's grown. Right now, we're running about 20 online honors courses in any given term. And our honors average GPA, as you can see from our screen, 3.52. I mean, how fantastic is that? You have this inspired group of students who are maintaining this GPA. So I have to ask, Linda, how did you do it? How did we develop into this vision?
Well, I think as we move forward, we did a lot of planning and we had a vision. So if we could have the next slide. As Beth said, she and I started talking about the honors program 7 years ago. And to be perfectly honest with you, our vision then was very different than what our vision became as we worked through this whole idea of how do you take this vision and bring it to reality. Beth, you want to talk a little bit more about that?
Sure thing. So essentially, the real thing that you need to have behind taking your vision and making it a reality, and I'm going to talk about this in just a little bit as well, is recognizing that you need more than just your director of the honors program excited about this vision becoming a reality. And that was one of the things that Linda was fantastic at. She was able to take her idea and our idea and make it into all of our ideas. And she brought a lot of different folks in on it. She was able to get commitment from the administration. Sure, absolutely, we'll find funding for this. This sounds like a great plan. From our deans, yes, when we're creating our schedule of courses for next term, I'd be happy to include some honors program courses. And from our program chairs, I'd be happy to take a look at our upcoming development cycle for new courses and replace some of the ones that I was thinking of developing and put honors program courses in there. And when you've got everybody working together on those sorts of things in academics, it becomes a power horse that drives the idea across the whole university. So all of a sudden we were able to find the resources for it, both the financial resources and the time resources. We were able to get our ASCs, those are our advisors, really excited about this idea because they'd heard from students that they were interested in it. But I think the thing that worked the best, and again, I got to give Linda massive kudos for this, was she put together an inclusive planning group. It was a university-wide group. They came together and they really decided what this thing was going to look like. We have our next slide, please, Lise.
So as we look at how we take the vision and all of the enthusiasm and the excitement and the commitment that our provost, Dr. Johnson, was so instrumental in helping to put in place, we look at now moving into the development phase. We were on pretty solid ground with everyone having participated in a lot of the initial planning. Now we needed to take all of the ideas and put them into policies and procedures, and to get all of the stakeholders to share their thoughts, look at what we were doing through their unique lenses. And I will be honest in telling you, they asked questions I had not even thought of. I said, oh, okay. So it was that, again, in that planning group, we stayed together and we became a very active, ongoing work group, broken down into different kinds of subcommittees that focused on various aspects of what we had to do to move forward with development. We had decided early on that we wanted to keep one of the hallmarks of the campus honors program as, again, a hallmark of our online honors program. Simply put, our students have choices on what honors courses they want to take when they want to take them. And they have the opportunity to take honors level courses in their major. For us, that is absolutely vital. And for our students, it is as well. And so our program chairs identified 3 honors courses for the major programs. And those honors courses represented a 100 level course, 200 level course, and a course at the 300 and 400 level. Obviously, we had to look at where was the bulk of our students in terms of what their programs were, where they were in the development of their program and how close they were to graduation. All of those things were considered as we then collaborated with instructional design and looked at the development cycle for the courses. And that really took a lot of analysis and a lot of thinking on the part of the program chairs, identifying subject matter experts, and really fitting it all together in a really a university-wide schedule, so that instructional design knew that they had the resources. And again, we had specific ID person dedicated to helping to develop these honors courses. We had to keep our advisors on the online side aware of what we were doing and how close we were to being able to offer some of those first courses. It was very interesting in terms of helping everyone understand how we translate the robust nature of a campus honors course into an online honors course. How do we ensure it is an honors course?
Mhm.
And as we know, discussion is very important in an honors course. In an honors classroom, it just goes on and on. Having taught them, I can attest to that, as
It's
you
the
all know
best
as well.
part.
And and that's the fun of it. And so it was that instructional design were incredibly important with their creative ideas and how we could simulate as much as possible and replicate that same kind of energy. One of the other things that I think was key, and it involved a real commitment from administration in that the online honors courses are smaller than what the typical online course is. And we have been very grateful for that, because in those smaller courses, we're able to have more interaction among the students and certainly more interaction between the students and also our instructors. Well, so now we have courses and we have administration on board and we have policies and procedures. And oh gosh, we need students. And so how do we get the students? Well, part of our work group kind of focused on a marketing plan. And we looked at all of the channels that the university has, all of our social media channels, all of our what I call direct tapping through the courses that were already being offered, and instructors being able to talk to students who were in those online courses and start bringing up the notion that it's coming. And we build that expectation and that excitement. The ADP advisors started talking about their top students and building up the expectation. And so it was that we were able to launch. We decided we're going to launch with what we have ready right now. We just have to get this to happen. And so it was that in January of 2020, we launched the program. We can move to the next slide. Caitlin is going to talk to you about how we implemented the program. But first, I need to point out to you the very first line on this slide: hire an assistant director for the online honors program. That became a major mission because we all recognized, and let me tell you, I knew from the get-go that I could not manage and really build the campus program as well as an online program. And I think everybody understood that. And so when we were at a point of now it's real, now it's ready, the job description was honed, the interviews were held, and we ended with an extraordinary person, Caitlin Grant, who is Assistant Director for the Online Honors Program. And she's going to tell you how she works her magic. Caitlin.
Thank you, Linda. For over a year now, I've had a very hands-on role in developing and growing the online honors community. And this means several things. First, I host many training and retraining workshops with our advisors. I keep them ahead of the changes and the new developments in the program. I keep them aware of our courses and the benefits to the students. So it is very important to have consistent outreach with our advisors so that they work in collaboration with us to truly grow the program and make it a university presence. Mm-hmm. I recruit students on a regular basis. I discuss to them the benefits of the honors program and the specific honors courses and how each course can add a little bit to their resume. I oversee course registration Again, this is in collaboration with our advisors, but we work as a team to ensure that students not only have identified the courses they're interested in taking, but that these courses are registered correctly so that they show up in Blackboard and are available to the students. Overall, this is a lot of ongoing outreach. I'm in very close contact both with the advisors and the students. And I'm really with them every step of the way, guiding them through their time at the university and celebrating their successes with them as well. So now we'll hear from Dr. Johnson again for her perspective on what makes it work. Next
I
slide.
loved what you said about celebrating their successes. That's my favorite part.
Yeah.
And celebrate we do. All right, so what makes it work from my perspective? Two big things: connect and communicate. You want to connect your leadership to the honors program in whatever way it takes.
Yeah.
I highly recommend one of the ways that works really well with me and with our leadership, and that's sharing individual stories of our honors program students. When Linda and Caitlin send them around, they refer to them as smiles. Oh, Beth, I have another smile for you. And I get those emails and it just makes my day because it connects all the administrative functions I'm doing, all the things that make me feel so disconnected from our students. And I see the effect that they're having. I see the effect that I'm helping to make happen. And it just, it brightens my day. So sharing those stories, sharing the successes, sharing the voice of the student and what they like, what they don't like with your administration is going to be a big key to this. And if, as I mentioned earlier in this presentation, particularly if you're just thinking about putting an online honors program together, if you're hearing the voices of your students saying they'd like to have an online honors program, that's going to go a long way as well. Again, helping them to see the value of the program through the student experience. And as I've always said, and Linda's real good at this too, giving away swag never hurts either. I think I have 4 or 5 honors program mugs, so honors program's always on my mind as I'm drinking my coffee throughout the day. But the other thing is to invite them to events. Invite your CFO to an honors program event. Invite your chief regulatory officer to an honors program event. Get them excited about what it is that you're doing and how their work connects to these high achieving students. You'll brighten their day in the same way that my day is brightened by receiving those emails. So connecting your leadership to the honors program is a huge piece of making it work. And then there's the communication piece. And this is where it can get a little bit tricky because we all have our own way of communicating. And when you're working with your leadership and you're asking for a little bit of money, time, and resources, you want to make sure you're talking their language. And their language tends to be the language of strategy, objectives. How does this tie into the finances, the budget, all of these sorts of things? And so we kind of want to move away from those happy student stories, which we do love, don't get me wrong. And you want to tie your honors program into enrollment goals. You want to tie it into retention goals. You want to tie it into academic quality goals. Because if you can make your leadership start to see the value of an honors program, an online honors program, as it ties into those pieces, that's how you're going to get it to move forward. And that's exactly what Linda did. She was able to take the online honors program, project some goals around how many students she thought that there would be, how well she thought that it would benefit the school in terms of retention, and then the big one, how it would show value in terms of the academic quality that we had in our programs. We were sold. It was not a hard decision in the least once she was speaking the language that our administration needed to hear in order to say yes. So that's the communication side. So those are the two biggies from my perspective. But I'm curious to hear directly from Caitlin, who is living this day in and day out. What do you see as what makes it work?
Absolutely. And we can go to the next slide, please. The most critical part for me is making it personal. And the honors team does this through 2 different lenses. First, in how we collaborate with our colleagues. So there are no silos at Post. We have transparency in all we do. We work closely with our colleagues. We document our growth. We document the trends in the honors program. And this means we have an earned respect among our peers. Now, from the student perspective, as I've said previously, I'm in touch with them on a regular basis. Students have the best understanding of their goals. They know which courses best suit them, what will add the most impact to their resume. So I come in and I create a community with the students, and I guide them very closely during their time here at the university. I also love to build relationships within our student population. And as I've said before, I love to celebrate the honor students. So let me tell you a little bit more about our community on our next slide. So within the honors program, we want to not only develop the student academically and professionally, but we really want to broaden their horizons and expose them to experiences they might not have had otherwise. So we host a robust variety of professional development and cultural enrichment events. These events range from a book club to business dinners to guided discussions on symphonies, plays, and museums. We absolutely believe in giving back as well. So there's a community service component to the honors program. Students are highly encouraged to seek out local community service opportunities or to participate in virtual community service opportunities hosted through the university. Socialization is also very important. We encourage students to gather on a daily basis in our online honors student lounge. This is an opportunity for them to get to know their peers. And we've seen a lot of students very strongly supporting each other, which is wonderful. We also recommend that students maintain an updated and robust LinkedIn page. The honors team also manages our own active LinkedIn page, which is another wonderful platform for networking within the honors community. And of course, this brings me back to that celebration. One of our favorite events we host is a yearly honors reception. And during this reception, we personally recognize the accomplishments and milestones of our honors students. And it's really a wonderful forum for that general celebration and thanking them for being dedicated to their academics. Now, that being said, I'm going to defer back to Dr. Johnson for closing remarks.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Caitlin. And, I was listening to you speak just now, and you are absolutely right that particularly in COVID times, that sense of community, that reason to celebrate is so important. And when we think of our online students, they already feel a little disconnected if they don't actively seek out a way to connect. And this can be a great thing for them. So can't speak more to that community building piece. It's huge. Can we go to our next slide, please? All right, so here we are, and we invite you to imagine more. If you feel that an online honors program is right for you, or you're listening to us and you have some suggestions for us on what we could do differently or new or bigger with our honors program, we would love to chat. And so you see right there our email addresses. We are open to conversation and to being a part of any development that you would be interested in doing and to exchange more ideas around this. So on behalf of Linda and Caitlin, thank you so much for watching our presentation, and we look forward to sharing more in the future. Thank you.